joining us this afternoon to talk about and to review the draw is a seasoned Nigerian football journalist and, of course, chief football writer, ACLSports. Fisayo Dairo joins us this afternoon. Fisayo, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon to you, Favor. Good afternoon, Onye. Nice to join you guys today on the show.
All right, Fisayo, when the draws came out, I mean, no doubt, majority of analysts did talk about a difficult group for Rivers United. Some have even targeted a group of death. Pyramids, RS Berkane, Power Dynamos. How tough do you think this group really is? And what are the chances of Rivers United, considering that Pyramids did play against Eyimba in the past, even when they were not this strong compared to how they are now?
Well, it's a tough group, no doubt about that. But I didn't expect anything less. I don't think it's a group of death, really, because it's a group that has Rivers United playing in the group stage for the first time in their history, Power Dynamos playing in the group stage for the first time in like 20 years. So from the outlook, on paper, these two teams I mentioned are not going to progress. So that's not what constitutes group of death. If you check other groups, there are like 3 teams that you believe have equal chances of progression. You know, that's one of the things that's composed the makeup of. But you know, I understand where you're coming from. The reigning Champions League winners and the reigning Confederation Cup winners. It's very difficult. But one thing I had at the back of my mind going into the draws was that this is CAF Champions League. There are no more small teams in the group stage of the competition. That's why Nigerian team has been in this group stage for 7 years, because we have not ranked among some of the best 10, 12 teams in Africa. So to be there this year, we should know that we are going to be facing some of the best teams in Africa. So, okay, substitute them. Instead of Pyramids, would you have preferred Alakli? Would you have preferred Sundowns? So, like I told someone yesterday, all die and I die. You know, and the second team, RS Berkane, would you have preferred Simba, or would you have preferred young Africans who defeated Rivers United Mozambique in the Confederation Cup like 3 years ago? So the fixtures are the same. The teams are the same in terms of power. So if you want to do well, if Rivers United want to make appreciable impact, can they beat Pyramids here? Can they get a point of Pyramids even in Egypt? It's not impossible. You know, so it's the same level of work that you will do against another team that you have to do against whoever comes your front.
All right, Fisayo, I know for sure that I've tagged this a group of death for Rivers United, because this draw parades 7 champions, people that have lifted this Champions League trophy before. 7 of them, this draw parades teams that have lifted this trophy before. And it's a good thing that Pyramids and Berkane will have to start this encounter in the Group A. So maybe Rivers United can pick 1 or 2s from their encounter. But Fisayo, what does reaching this stage, the group stage, what does it mean for Rivers United, both in the term of confidence and also reputation for the team as the only MPFL side in the Champions League?
It's huge, really. I'm sure people know the Commissioner for Sports in Rivers State, Chris Green, is someone that's boasting his achievements. So getting a Nigerian team to this stage for the first time in many years is a really major point of bragging rights for them. And for Finidi George, the head coach of the team, this is coming just over a year after he had a rather forgettable stint with Nigeria Super Eagles. So for him to take a lowly rated team like Rivers United to that level, in fact, they did not even win the league last term, you know, to that level, it sort of boosts his image that maybe he's not a bad coach after all. So also financially, they tend to gain more than 1 billion naira for getting to the group stage. There is $700,000 guaranteed, and there is $100,000 which they already got for playing the preliminary stage. That's over $800,000, which is more than 1 billion naira already. So if they climb even higher in the group phase, they tend to get more. So it's very good, you know. It's huge for the team, and more importantly for Nigerian football as well. You know, every team in the league wants to contest for the continent, but if Rivers United had failed to qualify for the group stage, next season we'll have been left with one team apiece in both the Champions League and the Confederation Cup. So Rivers United getting to this stage is very huge, although I must admit that now that they are at this stage, the jury is out on them. A lot of people will be looking at them to see if they will be able to cope at least with a bare minimum against Africa's best teams.
All right, Fisayo, I mean, you spoke about the amount they stand to make, over 1 billion naira. Some even have tagged it as whatever happens, if Rivers United do not progress from the group stage, maybe that's the trophy or that's the win for them.
Yes.
But let's also look at it as a Nigerian project. I mean, like you've also said, you know, the importance of Rivers United getting to the group stages also means that we'll get to retain 4 spots on the continent. Now, going into the group stage, looking at Finidi George's leadership so far, how important will his tactical approach and experience be in navigating these tough issues, knowing fully well that he has an assistant coach who has been there before, Yemi Olariwaju, who is the assistant coach of Finidi George?
Yeah, you know, if there is anything you don't take away from these two coaches, they are coaches that are not regular Nigerian coaches. They prepare their team into detail before every game. And now, how much more the continental game? We also saw how naivety killed Remo Stars against Mamelodi Sundowns. So I know that they are going to approach the game with the best possible tactics. Yes, will the players be able to cope? That's a different ball game entirely. But the players are gradually getting used to these tactics. You will see that Rivers United have been difficult to break down in all competitions this season, you know, in the league, in the Confederation Cup, everywhere, they have been very difficult to break down. So they will need that approach a lot, because their first game, they are traveling to Egypt against defending champions Pyramids. You know that you cannot go there guns blazing. You have to, you know, have these you call it pack the boss bets. You know, it has to be very cagey, it has to be very tactical, and I do hope that these two coaches, like you mentioned, they know their onions, and I'm sure they prepare the teams. Even if at the end of the day they end up losing, it will be very respectable and commendable from Nigerians, I believe.
All right, let's talk about fan expectation. With the group stage kicking off soon, Fisayo, what should fans expect from Rivers United's preparation? Because I know that they still have some MPFL games to execute. Are there specific areas in the team you think they should focus in order to ensure a strong start to that Champions League group stage?
Yeah, scoring has been a problem for the team this season. That's why a whole lot of their victories have ended in 1-0 scoreline. And, you know, one thing I saw from the team, from the win against Black Bulls, is that from that game, they have improved their chances creation. At the start of the season, they were not just creating chances, but from the game against Black Bulls to the goalless draw against Ikorodu last week and to the 1-0 win against Nasarawa on Sunday, they are now creating chances, which is encouraging, which means as time goes on, attackers will start to convert chances. So the fan expectation is that you need to score goals. It's no longer a 1-0, 0-0 job. How can you beat your chest that you can keep a clean sheet away to Pyramids or away to RS Berkane, which means to get something out of the game, you might actually need to score as well. So I think that goal scoring is one thing that is in their front burner, and I'm happy for them that they have a number of players back from injury now, ready to help the team's creativity. And there is a recent discovery, Timothy Zechariah, who is now a winger, that is undoubtedly the best player in the past 3 matches. These are the kind of players that can take on the continent and help in that job creation. At the back, their goalkeeper has 7 clean sheets already in the league. Very exceptional, very good on the ball as well. Very, very brilliant on the ball. So they are good at the back and in goal, but they now have the midfielders that will help in that chance creation. And hopefully, even if they score 1 or 2 goals in each of these continental games, they will get to win and draw crucial games, I believe.
All right, Fisayo Dairo, I want to say a big thank you to you. I mean, we just hope that Rivers United hit the ground running. I know we in the studio were not, maybe the expectations might not be so high, but we just hope that, you know, they can also take it a game at a time, especially playing away from home in Uyo, their adopted ground. I mean, of course, that's because of CAF's not approving the Adokia Mesemaka Stadium for games. But I want to say thank you to you. We're looking forward to you again, and we wish Rivers United all the best.